So tell us a little bit about yourself and what your life was like before coming to Iboga Treatment Center.
Well, my name's Mohammed. I go by Mickey. I'm 31 years old. I'm from Sacramento, California. And I spent about a decade and a half just hopelessly addicted to opiates, going from OxyContin to heroin and eventually fentanyl. I spent the last 3-ish years of that time also addicted to crystal meth. Life was absolute chaos. Because of my addiction, my fiance left me. I lost my brand new 2020 Toyota. I lost my job. I lost my loft. I was sleeping in my car in parking lots and selling drugs in order to form my own habit. It was something that wasn't a good quality of life, but because my addiction was the only thing that mattered, the drugs were the only thing I cared about, it was.
Have you tried any other more traditional treatment options in the past, and what was the result?
I spent about 8 out of 10 years of that 15 on methadone. Never put more than a couple months of clean time together. I've never done traditional rehab, but that's only because I knew people, dozens of people, who would enter and get out after 30 days and then be getting high either that same day or the next day. Or I've known a couple people who've gone in with one addiction and came out with an additional one, and I've even known someone who had me sell them while they were in rehab. But besides that, no, I've never done any sort of traditional, but I've done AA, NA, methadone, and yeah.
Well, so how was this different than your other experiences?
Well, this was the first time in my life that I was able to sort of journey inward and explore all the patterns, thanks to the medicine and a lot of the counselors on site, staff, all that, but the medicine was a big part of recognizing the patterns and finding the deeper reason of what was driving me to use.
Or talk about a specific part of the programming that was significant to you or made the biggest impact.
That's a tough one. I can't name one thing because there are so many things that the whole program had that was instrumental for my sobriety. From obviously the medicine, the detox was by far the most gentle and comfortable detox I've ever experienced. The staff are wonderful. A lot of them are former addicts themselves who understand and aren't judgmental, and they've been there, they get it, they actually care. There's too much stuff to list, really. The whole place is incredible.
Mickey, how is your life different now, having completed the program and gotten back into the world?
Oh my God, it's so different. Well, first off, I'm currently working to get my drug and alcohol counselor certification so I could help other people that were in the same position as me, and hopefully spread a little awareness about Ibogaine and Iboga, because not enough people who are living the life that I was living even know what it is. One of my favorite parts about being out in the real world is I've been here for about 6 months, and I've gone back to visit a couple times because of how monumental that place was to improving my life. And the fact that I'm able to go back there and take the mandatory drug test that any visitor has to take, and being able to have passed it, is something I never would have imagined. I've also recently had an opportunity where I had to take someone from California out to Denver to drop them off at treatment, and along the way found a bag of fentanyl, which was my main drug of choice. And if it was this time a year ago when I was in my active addiction, I wouldn't have been able to flush that down the toilet like I did. But it's set me up in the most beautiful ways to be able to handle these situations that I wouldn't have been able to conquer otherwise.
Who would you recommend to come to Iboga Treatment Center and why?
Oh my God, everyone. Honestly, everyone. For me, because of my own experience, like anyone who's struggling with addiction, but it goes so much further beyond that. People with eating disorders, mental health issues, people who just want to improve their life and recognize patterns that they otherwise couldn't have seen before. It's honestly, it's a wonder drug. It's like a one-size-fits-all kind of thing where whatever you're dealing with, if you take this thing, it'll improve that thing significantly.
How do you feel about your sobriety today?
It's the most important thing in my life. Previously, the most important thing in my life was the drug. Like I mentioned, I was sleeping in parking lots, and I didn't care about anything else other than just getting high. And now my sobriety is the one thing that I care about, because without it, I might not even be here right now. It's what's keeping me alive, and I owe all of it to Iboga Treatment Center.
Thank you, Mickey.